Hello and welcome to the Glittervoid podcast. I am your host, your wildest dream, your worst nightmare, Jubilee, Titan of Joy.
And I'm Deena, the other person who shows up here sometimes. All the time. I'm here a lot.
Yeah. We are coming to you live from not technically the same room that I've always recorded in, but we're in a slightly new configuration, even though I think it's the same. No, it was a different tapestry last time behind me. But
Yeah,
I'm in a
you
comfy
added
chair
different things.
instead of a beat up one. This is my old TikTok recording setup, but we're a little bit different. Warhammer has, surprising no one, taken over my entire life, so it didn't really make sense to use this hobby nook. We didn't use the hobby nook for hobbying, so we decided to use it for something else.
It was going to be a hobby nook, and then it became the storage room.
The storage room slash TikTok recording area.
Yeah, now. So yeah. So, Jubilee, I can't come up with the cover ideas. What's making you happy in the hobby or outside of the hobby these days?
What's making me happy is storage solutions. Because, yes, my girlfriend and I became Costco bitches, and we have filled this room with storage solutions. And there's another closet in my apartment that is also full of those shelves, and they're all full of boxes. And most of the boxes are full of Warhammer stuff. So it's less piles of sprue and now boxes of sprue. It's
Organization. We make progress.
it's called growing, people. Growing your pile of shame. How about you? What's making you happy this week, in or out of the hobby?
All kinds of things. I don't know what you're talking about. I totally don't have this at this point in time. This is
I
the
can't
Emperor's
see it.
Children's. This is the Emperor's Children's Codex. I am really excited for it. Get to start looking through it, and there's a bunch of different detachments. There's, I think, three that are really intriguing to me. One that I think has a very matchup skew. Like, it's really bad into armies like Knights, but it can do really well anywhere else. All of the gameplay I've seen of them has just said, hey, let's take a look and go charge full bore into things and test things. Um, and they've been putting up really good results with like the way that they play, despite being very fragile. Um, I'm going to pick up probably some Mauler Fiends. I might even pick up a third Rhino that I started for them. And I started priming what I have last
A
night.
rhino.
Rhinos, yeah. My airbrush setup is actually right in here.
Dun. Let's see it. Let's see it. Dina's holding up a reddish pinkish. I'm
It,
sure this webcam is doing a great job of showing the color. Oh, it's
it's
so exciting.
also not done because my airbrush decided to crap out on me as I went to go put on this color. I had done a bunch of other priming leading or painting and priming leading up to it because I have a commission that I'm working on right now, painting Techless. We talked about it in our last episode. And I started working on it, and he's paying for my Emperor's Children. So
Well, there you
there's
go.
that. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to playing with this book. I've got
Dina,
pulled
you had to
for
start an army in order to get a codex this edition. Boom! Shots fired.
I literally do not even get a codex for the demons. Period. This entire edition.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Is the min the MFs,
Minotaurum.
the points changes, the
Minotaurum field menu.
that one, that fucking thing. So I have a lot to say. So I'm going
You
to let you
do have a
start.
lot to say.
What
So
are your thoughts? What?
we're not gonna go through and do every single we're not gonna go through and do every single one. We're gonna hit the main ones that have that just affect the armies we go through. Mine were all real simple. Gene Stealer cults had one model change to the point value. A unit of 20 blob of neophytes is 15 points more expensive. My list literally changed nothing at all because they're like, I guess it could technically start to affect something, but I'm just like, who's running 6 units of neophytes that wants to run 6 units of 20 neophytes? That's a lot.
I mean, if someone is running the 20 brick, it's 15 points isn't nothing.
hmm I
120
mean, it
points
makes
is a
sense because they've got their banners are kind of nuts. They bring back D3 models or D3 plus 3 if they're on an objective they control. And if you have a 20 block, like it's either about to be destroyed or it is sitting happily, snugly with OC40 on a point you very much control.
I mean, you can also do the really weird Necron thing that I see people do, where you put a couple key characters in there that give some buffs to it, and you just string it back to your home objective.
Hmm.
So your characters are hiding on your home objective, and they're giving rerolls or something to the unit, and then the rest of the unit strings out, and then they shoot it down, and you get a D3+3 back at your turn, and you kill your bombs or your one shot weapons, and then you bring them back, and you do the one shot weapon again, and you just do that over and over and over
They
again.
specifically don't work like that for resurrected individual models. It has to be a whole brand new unit right there. But I see your point right there.
You get to just play that game of going, okay, I bring this back, I kill this, I bring it back, kill it, bring it back and forth, back and forth,
You
back
could
and forth.
really clog your. It's interesting. I mean, it's only that only makes it 145 points for a 20 brick. Um, in my detachment, it might not do a whole lot, but you'd only need basically one or two of those to completely. And realistically, you could probably use one neophytes and one acolytes to get the command point chance. Yeah, Gene Stealer Colts did not change too much. Sisters were a little more interesting. The absolutely unplayable Repentia did go down 10 points for 10. Still makes them more than most tanks for 10 T3 bodies with one wound, 6 up invuln, 6 up save, 5 up feel no pain. That,
Yeah, they don't
that
strike me as
does,
very durable.
I mean, before this, it was two rhinos and two squads of Repentia was more than 500 points. And I think this brings that to just under 500 points at this point.
I
I can think
think
of worse
they
things, but you also just can't put anything with them. Like the priests don't. What do the priests do?
isn't there
They're
the
really good. They're too
like
fragile.
a
They're
superior? Isn't there the Repentia Superior model, or did that get rolled into the unit natively now?
no, she's natively part of the unit. She is what gives them rerolls to hit and wound when they complete a charge. Which again is very good. They're very good, but they are the glass cannoniest of glass cannons.
They
Um,
hit one thing, they kill it, and then they die.
yeah. And if they were when they were 120 points, now we're talking like they can maul something higher than them. Uh,
I would love to
but it's
see
just like
120 for a murder machine.
right, yeah, 100. I think they were 120 in the last thing. It was a lot of melee and it was literally just basically everything melee and Seraphim went down. Seraphim went down 20 points for 10, really. Seraphim were just really powerful, and all of the nerfs to the Bringers of Flame detachment um, remain in effect. So the Seraphim are not, it was what 8d, well, with a Canoness, it would be 9d6 plus 6 flamer shots with devastating wounds and plus 1 strength. Then they could deep strike and do that no problem. Now they don't get the
And
strength bonus, and I'm pretty sure that stratagem is now 2 CP. So Seraphim got a little cheaper, Zephyrim got a little cheaper, Sacrosanct's Dominions got a little bit cheaper as well. I guess there's that too. So
so it seems like they're equalizing some of your points.
what's that?
Equalizing your points somewhat relative to where you were.
Yeah, kind of. It was like I think the list the last real sisters list that I ran is down about 45 points. And the other thing, we can actually just roll into talking about this, is they in December sisters got a well-deserved but what is clearly now proven to be a too heavy of a nerf. I believe sisters were the lowest performing army in all of competitive 40K. Um,
Ooh,
they left basically everything intact except for now. Anytime a unit gets destroyed, it's back to the old way of it used to be once per phase, and now it's anytime a unit gets destroyed, you get an miracle dice. The once per battle round, not once per turn, remains in effect. It's going to help things out a lot, and everything being a little bit cheaper. I guess you can always throw another unit of Arcoflagellants in there to be a little action monkey.
you get a little bit more play back and forth with stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice. It was, it was. You know me, because I was not crazy about Bringers of Flame. I saw two or three sets of points increase, and then I guess there were no real points increase last time because they were just nerfing everything.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see that they seem to have fixed the internal balance with the between the detachments, which feels nice. So we'll see how all they do. It makes me not really excited to play them competitively, but I am looking to get involved in a local crusade game, and it was nice to have things lighten up a little bit. And I decided to play Repentia just for fun, anyways. In that one, and now they're a little bit cheaper. So there we go.
Awesome. What about your Death Guard?
Scroll, scroll, scroll. Death Guard were real. Uh, every apparently, Chaos Predators were really good because they literally went up across the board.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
Predator, Annihilators, and Destructors went up. Not a unit I'm used, but they were by 10 and 5 points, which I think was less than it was in a lot of other detachments. I don't know how different they are.
the irony is, these guys don't get them.
I bet you have lots
They're,
of thoughts about that.
I do,
And
but also like, eh.
Mephitic Blight haulers got cheaper. Like I said, Death Guard are sitting right here on the cusp of getting. We should be getting our codex pretty soon. And I'm sitting right on. I realize I was telling you. But I have 2,000 points. I just need to. I think I need to like cheat and make one Terminator because think I was missing one Blight Lord, and so I or one Death Shroud, and so I took a Blight Lord and made it a Death Shroud because that was easier to bulk up, and now I need to find one of my regular Terminators and change it into one. But
In April, I've got some stuff to bring down for you for your Death Guard. Don't let me forget.
oh, okay.
Um, yeah, so seems like they just kind of went down a little bit. How do you feel about playing them going forward?
As someone who's basically not played Death Guard, I've played against Death Guard, and it was really challenging to go into the new detachment. I really just need to I need to figure out how to transport my ridiculous Mortarion. And then yeah, I need to start getting some games in with them. Once I just need to put my stuff together and start playing some of those games while I finish painting them. And yeah, that's it. Those are the three armies. I don't think there were any other real points that were too concerning to me. How about your armies before we talk about
So there's
the
a
more
list,
balance?
as always. Custodians seem interesting. They got a new detachment. The new detachment feels like a fixed version of my favorite detachment.
Okay.
It feels like Auric Champions was supposed to be this. You get bonuses if you get +1 to hit and +1 to wound if you are outside of 6 inches from all of your other allied units. So it incentivizes big bricks of things that go, here's one brick that hits 3 things and kills them. Um, and it really likes Terminators and it really likes bikes.
Okay.
Um, there's an enhancement in there that gives a character loan up and stealth, which you put that on a bike captain that moves
Oh,
real fast and has 7 attacks at strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage, and melee. Give it +1 to hit and +1 to wound. It's already got lance, so I guess that doesn't matter. But it just goes, hi, here's my action monkey. I play the action game with this. And then here's a brick of 6 Terminators with a character attached to it that just is a hammer, or rather, it is the anvil that you force things into. It looks really interesting,
nice.
and as a result, a lot of the points went down too,
Okay.
and some of them went up. Wardens and Blade Champions went up um, by a pretty sizable margin, I think about 10 points each. But everything else that really is relevant, guard, um, and some other stuff went down. Um, Telemon Dreadnoughts, those guys up there went up as well. They were really pivotal to the Solar Spearhead detachment. Seemed really good. It looks like it's fun. I'm excited to see it.
Hell
There's
yeah.
also Orcs and Tau got their own special detachments. The Orc one looks really good. It's a shooting focused Orc list that
Nice.
they
Daka, that's
army
not just
wide
funny.
Army wide, you get sustain 2 in shooting. period.
That's very
During the
orky. I really like that.
during the war, you get assault.
Damn.
So the list of things this detachment gets during the war is advance and charge, advance and shoot, +1 to hit, +1 strength, +1
Attacks?
attacks. It's +1 attack, +1 strength. And there's like the list is just huge. And then they get sustained in shooting. It has a really interesting strat that is +1 OC leadership and then a bunch of other stuff for I I think regular units too, but all of my orc player friends have pointed out that you can use it on a Stompa. So +1 is like +1 hit and +1 advance in charge as a strat you can put on a Stompa and just go hi.
Amazing. We
Um, so there's that. The Tau one, I know nothing about how Tau play, but I've heard good things. Thousand
literally,
Suns.
as I was setting up for this, I dropped the only town model that I have painted and broken 3 places. So
Oh
kind
no.
of, kind of, cons- what's the word? Kind of concisely, um, I think it's an end to my Tau painting for a while.
Summarizes your experience with the Tau. I finished it.
Yeah.
Shatter. I don't want to fix this. Um, 1,000 points, 1,000 Suns went up a little bit, I think, or they might have gone down. I don't know. I haven't played 1,000 Suns almost the entire edition. I have been pulled in. My partner's got a friend who wants to play 1,000 Suns, and she wants me to help him get better. And then we have, I've got a teams tournament coming up in a little over a week, which I'm really excited for. But we've got all of the lists, and there's a couple 1,000 Suns players. So my team has asked me to play the 1,000 Suns for them so they can practice into them. And there's some
Hmm.
weird lists. But they are interesting. What any other armies? Oh, Knights, I didn't even look. I don't know. But Demons, my
Deena, would you
main.
like to talk about demons?
No.
All
um.
right. Thanks for
So,
listening, everybody.
so first things first. About 30% of the Demons index has been changed. Um. Second, we got a new detachment. Third, points adjusted to accommodate for those new uh changes. My experience with them was, let's see what the points changes look like. Why did Bellacore go up 50 points? Why is Shalaxi down 380 to 380 as opposed to
Oh, it's
420?
like down 380 points.
She's not that good. Oh my god, that would be
Can you
insane.
imagine?
So, with the advent of the Emperor's Children book, the demons data sheets are in the back of the book for it, and they've all of the index data sheets for demons have been changed to match the ones in the Emperor's Children book. That includes a lot of nerfs. Keepers of Secrets lost their Feel No Pain and in exchange pick up a 3-up regular save. Oh yeah, I get real saves now. Those are
Oh, wait, is that a new? Is that like with just that one, or is it with all demons?
a lot of demons got changed.
Wow.
Specifically, the Keeper and Shalaxi
Haha, you
have
have to care about AP now.
have a 3-up save now. Oh no, I'm a Marine body with a toughness 10 and a 4-up invuln.
Three out,
So
4 up, yeah.
um, the Fiends got hit really hard, basically bringing the Slanesh detachment to unplayable. For a second reason that all of the chariots, every variation of chariot in the
Didn't you just buy? Didn't you just buy like 2
I have two of
cherries?
them, and they are legends.
Yeah.
Every chariot got legends. They're not even like playable, they're just off to legends. Them and Karanak. Karanak has a plastic model that was released within the last 6 years, and he's
And it's
legends.
in Legends? Jeez.
I couldn't explain it to you. I imagine it has something to do with them overusing um, the molds and them not being usable. This is I have these here handy. These are leftovers from them. This is what Slanesh chariots are made out of. It's just stacks of these. Those things would be a nightmare on a mold. They're a nightmare to deal with. I could just throw this away now. I'm gonna use it for some out or Emperor's Children stuff. So there's that. All of the changes here, including like Fiends, lost their -1 to hit aura. So did Nurglings. Nurglings changed.
Wait, Nurgling? Oh.
Yeah,
Ah.
I'll come to those in a second. That's why I'm making sure that I'm staying in one area because there's so goddamn much of this. Fiends lost their -1 to hit aura, but they still have the desperate breakout debuff, and it got better, but the -1 was still the big thing. Um, the Slanesh detachment can't shoot me stratagem also got worse. It's just -1 to hit now. Way less desirable. Demonettes, complete overhaul. They still move real fast, but they are only barely the fastest unit now. Um, they natively have fights first, and they battle shock anything within engagement range of them. I'm in
They
engagement range
just
with you. You take a battle shock test.
Battle Shock. I think they were your Battle Shock.
As opposed to having rerolls to wound or rerolls to hit on objectives, now they get that. The Transweaver gives them their rerolls back. As opposed, basically those kind of flopped the fights first, and that flopped on them. Now they both just natively fight first. And those are all changes in the Emperor's Children book that are reflected now in the current data sheets. As we go into the other ones, Nurgle gets real weird.
Buff? Interesting.
So, Great Unclean One starts. He actually is more durable because his aura changed. He had an aura that was every Nurgle unit within 6 inches gets a 6 of Feel No Pain. That's where his native Feel No Pain came from. Now he just has a 6 of Feel No Pain all the time, no matter what. His aura is now Nurgle units within 6 inches get +1 toughness.
Oh.
He counts, bringing him to T13. He also
Woof.
his
Hey,
strike
las
attack.
cannons.
Fuck your ass cannons. His strike attacks got +2 strength and +1 damage. But he still has a 4-up invuln save. Those are huge upgrades for him. And we'll come back to why that toughness buff matters for other things a little bit later. As we go to Rodigus, who's the named Great Unclean One, he had a half move, half OC aura that is now -2 speed, -1 OC, as opposed to half. So if you are OC1 and you're within 6 inches of Rodigus, you are now OC0 and cannot perform actions.
I did not think about that.
Yeah, so one of the best ways to deal with a Great Unclean One previously has been to go into the objective that they're on and just tie them up with 6 OC. I take up most of the objective, but if you can get 3 Space Marines on there, you control
Yeah.
that objective still. Now, if you're half OC or -1 OC with Rodigus, that applies. Rodigus also has a buff to damage. He chooses a unit within. It was 18. It's now 24 inches, and all Nurgle get +1 damage against that target.
Okay.
He also got some strength buffs. I'm not sure what they were specifically, but he did get them. Beasts of Nurgle now have Scout 6. Bloatflies got something. I don't know what they did. I didn't really look at them because they don't own any. One of the few things they don't own. But Nurglings shifted from being a -1 in melee aura to anything that's not a monster or vehicle. Now it's anything except Titanic that you're engaged with.
Okay.
And if they're within 6 inches of a Great and Clean One, and now they're toughness 4.
Or toughness
No
5?
Space
I
Marine
thought
dummies.
they were already toughness 4.
It's toughness 3. And Nurglings are toughness 3, strength 2. But it's 6 up invuln. So yeah, that's the Nurgle. Let's move into Khorne. Khorne, almost everything got 2 inches of movement. Bloodletters move 8. Blood Crushers move 10. Scarbrand moves 10. And then a lot of the things, Blood Crushers, their saves changed. They have a 3-up save with a 5-up invuln instead of a 4-up invuln. Their damage and output didn't change. The Bloodletters don't get rerolls anymore, but they get the Desperate Breakout debuff, which kind of sucks. But they hit really hard, and they move 8 as opposed to move 6, which can just throw them across the board. They go so fast, it's kind of wild. Scarbrand got one of the biggest glow-ups. 2 extra into the movement, plus 3 strength on his flamer. He has a 2d6 strength 8 AP1 flamer.
Jesus.
He also has an aura that gives all Khorne units +1 attacks that didn't apply to monsters that now does. On top of that, he got a bonus attack on his strikes. So now, or I think he did it. Now he's at 9 strikes on his big attacks. And he's got a really good flamer, and he's just a threat. He's actually a monstrosity who gets advanced and charged on his data sheet.
Oof.
That guy is insane. His points didn't change either. He's 305 points. He's toughness 11, the 3-up save, 4-up invuln, 20 wounds, and he just goes, that thing dies. Zeech didn't get
I
a
guess
lot
with
of
demons all having real saves now, too, means the strategy of bulk fire, just shoot everything at it, is now not quite as good. So that's a
it's not everything. It's a lot of things. It's Blood Crushers, Scarbrand, Be'lakor, and Bloodthirsters specifically jump to mind. But then the last, so Zeech doesn't really get a whole lot in this. They just kind of brought the Chariot Screamers in line with the rest of the Screamers, and Pink Horrors got Pistol, which is probably the biggest thing that they get.
oh damn, yeah.
Because Pink Horrors would just get into a fight and then just sit there. And now that they have Pistol, they can shoot, which makes them really, really good. And the last one to touch on is Be'lakor. Be'lakor got a ground up rework. He's now 20 wounds, toughness 11, 3 up, 4 up. Range profile didn't change. His melee profile did. He goes from 6 attacks to 7 attacks on his strike. He gives up lethal hits for devastating wounds, and he's strength 14, AP 4d6 +1 damage. His sweeps are 14 attacks with sustained hits, strength, I think, 7 or 8, AP 3, 1 damage. His auras changed, his like Supreme Commander abilities changed.
Yeah.
So he has the Lone Up aura, he still keeps that. All demons and Shadow Legion units within 6 inches cannot be shot outside of 18 inches. Pretty good. The next one was he had an aura that basically said anything that is injured at all takes a battle shock test.
Sheesh.
Within 6 inches. Now it's within 9 inches, and if you fail a battle shock test within 9 inches, he heals a D3 wounds. The last one is rerolls. Reroll ones to hit for everything within 6 inches. This is the first like actual rerolls engine in the entire index. He's really good. He went up by 50 points, and I think he's worth it now.
Yeah.
Might be a little
I would say.
overcosted still, but he's actually playable.
So it's only good news for demons. This is wonderful.
I mean, yes, but I wanted to focus on my children, and now I have new toys to go play with. So this is why I can never finish armies, because we keep getting pulled back into projects. Because
You're
we
like,
also got
no.
another
What?
we also got another detachment.
Oh my god.
The detachment,
So you're the only demons player who I've seen, and maybe it's just because people are whiny on the internet. That's probably not it though. But you seem to be the only demons player who was like doesn't seem super focused on the fact that you might not be getting a codex.
I am disappointed. I am not surprised. Like, yes, it's frustrating. I wish we got a codex, but as of right now, I have six detachments.
It's
One for
more than
each
I have.
god, one for each god, and then 2 mixed ones. Demonic Incursion is still really good. Demonic Incursion is going to get really good with the improved Great and Clean one. With improved Scarbrand, Shalaxi is not very good. Be'lakor is now a beast. Oh yeah, there's one other thing that I forgot. Fleshhounds, the infantry in Khorne, they just natively get uppy downies.
Damn.
At the end of the
That's actually kind of how they work in the lore.
hmm They had heroic interventions for free before. Now they go, I'm not in combat. I pick them up and go somewhere else. They are the
That
best
sounds like
backup
a.
monkey in
I
the
was gonna
game.
say that seems like a really good little multi-use unit for all of the detachments.
Yeah, they're incredible. I'm glad I have 15. I need to paint them, but I'm glad I have them. But so the detachment, the new one, is centered around Be'lakor. You cannot take any Demon Princes or Epic Heroes, which means no Scarbrand, no Shalaxi, no Rodriguez, no Kairos, no Skull Taker. All the things that I was looking into with this. In exchange, depending on what allegiance you are, oh yeah, you also get to take CSM. You get to take some level of CSM, basically infantry.
Huh. That's interesting. That's. I like that they do it the other way.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really kind of like, oh, you want to play with Be'lakor. So, depending on what allegiance you are, the CSM are all undivided, and then your gods have a different one. Khorne has all Khorne units in this army get advanced in charge all the time. Slaanesh can't be overwhelmed. Zeech -1 to hit all the time. Nurgle, and this is what I said I'd come back to, -1 to hit if you are, or -1 to wound if you are greater strength than toughness. Nurglings who are tough become toughness 4 with that. You are wounding Nurglings on 4s up until strength 8. And then you're wounding them on 3s. They become so hard to kill.
and now, which kind of makes up for them having to be in engagement range with the thing to give them their debuff.
Yeah. So you had that, and then so those are the okay. Then the undivided. Undivided units get Dark Pact. They get the Dark Pact ability of CSM. Be'lakor is undivided. So Be'lakor gets a Dark Pact. Be'lakor also auto passes his Dark Pact. So what this does is it gives his 12 shot strength 6 AP 3 1 damage dev wound range profile sustained hits.
Wait, do flamers get hits though?
It's not a flamer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said it was a flame. Oh, yeah, I'm Scarbrand, not Be'lakor.
Yeah, Be'lakor or Scarbrand doesn't get it. Scarbrand can't go in this detachment. He's an epic hero. I wish I could put Scarbrand in this detachment. I would be so happy if I could put Scarbrand in this detachment because
I was gonna say, Deena, flamers don't benefit from sustained hits.
so you do that. You can take his 7 attack melee profile that has devastating wounds, reroll ones to hit, and give it sustained hits. On average, you're popping out 8 hits at strength 14 with death wounds.
That's
AP
all
4
right.
DC plus 1 damage.
That's pretty good.
Bulking slaps now. Then so you get those. The enhancements are wild. One of them is the warp talent ability. You go into combat, you kill a thing, you can go back into reserve immediately. I want to put that on a unit of blood crushers.
Yeah,
6 blood
yeah, that'd be
crushers.
really good.
Put a skull master in there, charge in, kill a thing, pick them up, and they're out. They sit out until the next turn, or they can rapid ingress and do it again. There's one that gives a unit Scout 9. Scout 9. You can put that on a Chaos Lord and put it with Chosen, and you have a Chaos Lord who gives you a free strat, which is an Scout 9 on a unit that advances and charges and punches. They're the one that just kind of does some vaguely exploding mortal wounds, not quite as interesting. And then one of them has Rodriguez's ability of -1 OC if you're in engagement range.
Damn.
That is so silly. I'm
So
really
Demon's got a
excited.
bunch of new toys.
I got a bunch of new toys, and they're all the new toys that don't want to be playing with because I want to work on the new one.
Well,
I'm spoiled for choice. There's so much to go into and so much to like break down and look at all of the possibilities. Trying to find the right configurations. I'm not sold on the new detachment. I'm probably going to stick with Demonic Incursion just so I can run the Feel No Pain and Great and Clean one at toughness 13 and Scarbrand next to each other.
it really sounds like the greater demons are like, yeah, I was thinking about that and all of their overlapping abilities and those new detachments. Plus that way you can get used to all of the new
data sheets.
all the new data sheets and stuff.
It's really frustrating because the teams tournament is not using the data slate. Our rules cutoff was the day before the data slate came out.
Oh my gosh.
So I
That's
want to go
frustrating.
play with all these toys, but I can't put too much energy into learning the new rules because I need to be able to
You need to be really good at your
and
one
also I
last
can't
hurrah.
use the app anymore. Shalaxi's data sheet is completely different. It's not in the app anymore. I have to do these from memory now.
You
All
have
the
that.
cards
I have
have to
my
be
stuff in there.
different.
I played a random game of Sisters and I was shocked that I remembered everything. That's on playing 100 games in a year.
Yeah, we play a lot. We play this game a lot. You mentioned you had a game last night. How did that go?
I got a tummy ache and I didn't go.
That's
I
unfortunate.
was actually I was really excited because it was gonna. I'm pretty sure it was against Derek's World Eaters, and I was like, one, I actually don't think I've ever not gone first with my Gene Stealers, which is like, oh, oops.
That could be a problem. We should also play some point. I've been
Yeah,
doing some
yeah.
practice on Tabletop Simulator, so we should play something sometime, and we should get you
I
going.
need I need to get Tabletop Simulator. It's the way that I'm going to be able to like I would love to just set up a board and go, okay, you go first. I want to see what it's like when I get really when my beautifully set up Alpha Strike doesn't get to do its thing and it gets mashed, so I can be a little more cognizant about stuff like that.
That is definitely a skewing information. Always going first can definitely tilt you to like start building like you're going for or staging like you're going first, and then when you
Yeah.
don't, it'll blow you out pretty bad.
I think it's not so bad with the because like you can put the in most instances, I think it's not. I think I am staging carefully, um, because the things that because I don't have to put the gene stealers that far forward because they can advance and charge, and they can fly. It's advance and charge and +1 to charge.
Yeah.
Means they tend to get in, so it's not very hard. But yeah, I'm going to I want to try to get some more games in like that. I'm going to be playing, like I said, I was this Sunday. I'm going to be sitting down with some people and figuring out how Crusade because like there's a bunch of stuff that I realized I did not understand about how Crusade works. And I'm going to be doing that with my sisters while I'm repainting my sisters. So I mean,
Yeah. Are you
repainting their
playing
tabards. It's
or
not that big
Crusade?
of a deal. No, I'm kind of back into painting some of them. I'm gonna redo them in more classic sacred rose. So I'm gonna put them the dark blue with the gold and white looks really good, but it kind of gives a deepness that gets lost on the board. They're just kind of dark and um I'm really good at doing cloth and I'm really good at painting red, so I'm excited to throw all those on. I've got a new unit of Paragons were one of the first units I ever painted for Sisters that weren't just basic infantry. My Paragons look real bad. My initial
I remember those.
I'm like, let's
I
prime them
also
silver and just paint a few patches with my thinned down. It wasn't even primer. I primed them with just regular silver spray paint.
I'm glad you aren't doing that anymore. That hurts
Yeah,
my soul. I'm actually also doing the crusade that I'm going to start with the Emperor's Children once I get them built.
nice.
I'm really excited. The Crusade's very interesting. Apparently everyone in the Crusade started out by going, let's ramp to almost 2,000 points as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of stuff I need to get together.
Yeah, they're doing it in like they were doing it in these big phases, and the first one just ended. And me and I think two other people there's like 8 or 10 people in the Crusade, and yeah, like 3 or 4 more people are joining.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing about your Crusade. Looking forward to hearing about your Crusade adventures. Mine are going to be very drug induced and running at people with pink dudes.
Oh, I was like, why are you getting sick? Yes.
The Emperor's
Slanesh.
Children ones, the Emperor's Children specifically, their rules care about taking ingredients and concocting combat drugs from your enemies.
Interesting.
I was looking through this last night and I thought the different names for the ingredients are very silly. You have concentrate of tormented souls, dilution of false hope, distillate of hatred, essence of fear, extract of xenomatter, and infusion of traitor's blood.
Incredible.
And you take those and make drugs out of them, like Xylosil. Sounds like a lot like xylitol. Uh, Shiver Splint with two V's. Whale.
Whale?
Legitimately, quail.
What does that mean?
It means that improve the leadership and control score of Emperor's Children units by one.
Are these enhancements that the unit then are like battle upgrades that the unit then has, or is that
Yeah,
something they can
they're like
take?
you can take I think one per unit that you can use once per game each.
Okay.
There's one you can take that you can put onto a character that's a 2-up inform save for the battle round.
Oof.
And then there's a battle honor that you can get that lets you use it twice. So that's two full
Mm.
turns of a 2-up invuln save, and you put it on a demon prince. And the Emperor's
Damn.
Children demon princes are really good.
Yeah, I think I saw those sheets.
I'm very
Well,
excited.
yeah, Chaos is going to be very ascendant at the end. I mean, if like a month or two, we'll see. Do we know the order that the next codices are coming out?
I don't know. I've not actually looked. I've kind of drifted out on the release schedule because this is the first time I had to start a new army to get a new codex.
The joke we made at the beginning.
Actually, that's happened twice now. Custodes. My Custodes also started them as they got the new codex. But yeah, um, I'm excited. This data slate's doing a lot and rebalancing a lot. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't change anything about the requisition point. I thought they changed something on the requisition points because I had misremembered the amount that like 10 aberrants. I thought that was just your amount. You're done. But no, you can 10 aberrants is only 8 requisition points, but
Hmm.
I thought they might mess with it. I guess it's such an unpopular army. They probably don't have a lot of information. Um
It's an army that does really well. Interestingly enough, I think there are three GSC players in this team's event.
damn.
I'm very curious to see whether or not it's a matchup I can do anything into. I don't think I do.
Well, it's also hard because you see, like, until you know what the list is, Gene Stealers
We
could
have the
be
full list.
5 completely different armies.
Yeah, we have the full lists for everyone. Um,
So you do have the full list?
yeah. So do you know how teams works at all?
A little bit. I know you like you basically do. Is this where you like take turns? Your captains basically take turns assigning matches.
Kind of. So the way that it works is yes, they do alternate back and forth. That is not the matrix that I wanted. So basically, one player is the attacker, one player is the defender, or one team is the attacker, one is the defender, and the attacker will put forward, this is the army that we are attacking with. Then the defending team picks two options for them to defend against, and then the attacker picks one of them. And then they alternate back and forth who is the attacker, who is the defender. Where did that from?
So it's like there's a whole nother meta game with the choice of being like this is a really good matchup for you, but do we want to do we want to save your army for someone who maybe will be a little bit harder of a matchup because you're more of a foil for that one? Do we want you to just wipe this person or tie someone else
One of
up?
the major strategies with the teams is we have a matrix that is every opponent that we would be coming across, and so it's also differential scoring. So it's not did I win, yes or no. It's how much did you win or lose by. A 10-point win is a draw. So what we have is we have 2 to 3 strikers who are their primary job is to score 20-0 victories. They're going to try and table people. Um, and then my job, along with about the rest of the team, our job is to kind of score well, but not dominate into them. Like if you dominate, you dominate. That's a good thing. But like my whole job is I'm kind of on the bottom of the list of I'm the one that they sacrifice because I have a 50-50-ish matchup into most games. So I'm going to push for draws more than I'm going to push for big wins. excuse me, I've been recovering from getting sick, and since 2020, that takes me months. Almost every team has a guard player and an Eldari player, um, and at least one Space Marines player. The several Grey Knights players, and then a lot of GSC. Um,
Certainly for GSC, 3 players seems like a lot.
well, there's only 8 teams.
Oh, 8 teams and 3 of them have G. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, 8 teams of 8 players. So there's
Oh, there's
GS.
8 people per team?
Yep, one of the so JT's team is not, but they are bringing a very similar Demons list. One Gene Stealer cult, 2 Gene Stealer cult, three Gene Stealer. Oh, one of my favorite things. Someone's playing Nurgle Demons at this event. All
Oh, okay.
before the upgrades. It's very silly, and I want to play them, and I want to crush them. I don't know if I can though. They're very, very durable.
I was shocked at how I played my last thing my last tournament I played just a wall of plague bearers and a wall of plague marines and terminators, and I was shocked at how set up to destroy them I was and how badly I did. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's also a real slog when everyone has a 5-up feel no pain.
Yeah, there's some very interesting lists that we're looking at for this.
I think a
Electric,
team's tournament sounds fun, but I just, yeah.
it's a lot. I kind of went, I will play with you guys because I like you guys and I'll play. Oh, you guys want to take this really seriously. Oh, you got like
I
big
wouldn't.
names on this. I hope you are aware I'm not doing that. Good luck. You're going to tell me who I play, and I'm going to play my best into them.
There was a this is such a not nerdy example of it, but I bizarrely in the what's this? The early 2010s, I played oh, this was even earlier than that. This was like the late aughts. I played a lot of Ultimate Frisbee, and I was a, you know, 5'10", back pre-transition, I was a 5'10", 120 pounds maybe, little Twinkie boy, and I looked like I was a really good Ultimate Frisbee player. I was not very good at things, but they did this weird thing where people, other teams would put a very skilled person guarding me, and I would just run around the field like crazy, and they're like, "What is he doing? What is he doing?" And it was just very funny because in literally one of my probably the most competitive I've ever felt in a physical sport was a guy was doing the basketball thing where you like don't look at the person but you're keeping your hands on them so you have an idea of physically where they are. I've seen this on movies. I've never had it done to me except for this one time, and I was just like, why is this guy touching me? And at one point I go, dude, I'm not this good. You don't have to do this. He's like, oh, sorry. He was a very serious player. Yeah.
I
But
love
that would
that.
be me in a team.
You are not that good. Oh, sorry.
Not good. Stop touching me.
Well, I think we did it,
On that
Jubilee.
note, um,
On that note, yes, on your tirade
speak.
about
Oh, oh,
Warhammer
oh, oh,
40.
oh, oh, hold on. Speaking of touching people, how can people get in touch with us?
Oh yeah, segues. That's what we
Segway.
do. Well, you can find us in the link below and on the description, both on YouTube and on the Spotify link for this. There's going to be a bunch of links. One of them is going to go to our merch store. There's some fun little shirt designs. I probably should wear one of those for this more
I
often,
probably should have
but
too.
I always forget. Where can our people find you outside of that?
You can find me on TikTok mostly. I'm Jubilee Titan of Joy there. Actually, just Titan of Joy. I know my usernames. A lot of Warhammer content, a lot of queer content there. I'm also on Bluesky. And that's the main places you're gonna find me. Um, Also on our website and links, there is a very beginner-friendly Discord, a Warhammer Discord that we're running called the Glittervoid. And yeah, we've just got lots of people in there sharing tons of stuff. We got some beginners, got some experts, and then also I'm there.
Yeah, we are there. We occasionally actually say things.
It's like all we do. It's all I do.
Pretty much. You can find me on most of the places. Whether or not I'm active is a very different question. At Rampant DNA. I have a TikTok. I don't post. I have an Instagram. I don't post. I have a Facebook. No, you're not getting it. I also don't post. I am on Bluesky on occasion, but very rarely post. I disconnected from social media, and it's been very good for me. But yeah, just come check out the Discord. Come hang out with us. And I think that's it.
All right. Well, until next time, plastic within.
Plastic without.